listen to this. Tied for the longest streak by a teenager. I forget he's a teenager. In NBA history, these two teams face off again Sunday. That game is on ESPN in New Orleans. Stephen X, you're up first. What did LeBron prove versus Zion?
Well, LeBron proved to me that he still wants to remind everybody that he's the man, and you got up and coming superstars. He wants to put them on notice that he's still.
Welcome to CultureBanx Game Changers. We're bringing you the most interesting companies and the bosses behind them who are changing the game. I'm Ruth Umo.
Yeah, and I'm Corey Hell. Welcome back to another great episode. Today we are talking all about female empowerment and cocktails, because who doesn't love a good cocktail?
You had me at cocktails. Yes, very true. The pride intersection.
Let me just say, that is speaking my language across the board. But before we even get to our awesome guest, let's just kind of talk about what female empowerment should look and feel like. I think for me, it's always when I find other women that are not just willing to reach back and help you. If it's not directly, they're like, hey, but you know, I have a friend that does this in this organization or this company. Like, let me make an introduction. I value introductions so much.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's really something I learned from my mom at a young age, which used to be annoying when I was younger.
We know entrepreneurs are some of the busiest people around. I mean, they're hiring, they're building, they're doing it all. We've been reading a lot of cool things about your company, but tell us, who does it benefit more, the lender or the borrower?
Well, Solo is a marketplace, so it actually has to benefit both.
Rohan, Barley Sober.
Yes.
This is the company that is going to revolutionize the bar industry, not just here in the US, but globally. Tell us why. Now, there's nothing worse than having your business disorganized, but no need to fear. We are here to help.
First though, let's get started with some entrepreneurial news that everybody should be aware of this week.
That's what's on my mind anytime I see the greatness from LeBron when anybody else this season.
LeBron doesn't want it with Kawhi can't guard him and Kawhi can't guard LeBron. I mean, they're different kinds of players, but look, Kawhi wasn't going to beat the Warriors last year fully healthy because no team had shot against the Warriors fully healthy. I'll tell you this though, Kawhi was the best player on the floor for either team in every series.
Welcome back to Game Changers, everyone. Our next guest operates at the intersection of helping women and making a good drink. Joining us now is Tiffany Hall, CEO of Empower Cocktails. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello, ladies.
We're
Oh,
super happy to have you. We're always happy to have anyone that brings us cocktails.
you're so funny. Well, I'm thrilled to be here, so thank you.
No, we are excited. I want to start off with how you decided to come up with this concept, because it's very, very unique on multiple levels.
So, look, I always wanted to start a business, but I worked in the wine and spirits industry as a lawyer for several years and just recognized that there was a huge opportunity for more products, particularly since the majority of them, the first target audience was always males, and then we were kind of a secondary target. So I said, look, we spend a lot of time shopping, right? Because you look at statistics, women spend a lot of time in grocery stores, wine stores. And why do we only have a couple of choices that are targeted to us? I said, we should have more. So I'd spent some time on really looking at cocktails, because cocktails are difficult to make. It's nothing worse than trying to get together 5, 7 ingredients and then you're hoping it tastes good once you finish. So I wanted to put something together that had a great flavor profile that was different than a lot of ready-to-drink products, that was smooth, tasted good, had nice packaging, and just kind of change how ready-to-drinks are looked at. That someone would be, one, loving the taste, but two, proud to have the bottle in their house and to gift it to others, to just kind of create something that would be nice to have.
Now, transitioning, you have a very interesting background, but transitioning from law to the entrepreneurial space, it sounds pretty risky. How did you determine whether it was a risk worth taking?
So, beginning of my career after college, I worked in marketing in various industries, from music industry, fine arts, advertising. So law, then I was like marketing advertising attorney. So it was a nice kind of way to meld it together. So this is actually a culmination of everything I've done over time, because for alcohol beverage, having a legal background is incredibly important, just in terms of, as you can imagine, there are so many regulations you have to go through to make sure you can make a product that exists. But my marketing background was really helpful as well, to just kind of, the network was huge, because I was able to reach out to so many different people who could be helpful, from logo development, from packaging content, how, thinking of different ways to market it. But also, look, I didn't know anything about manufacturing or production or anything like that. So you just start to just make those calls, but you know what's necessary, right? And so you just have to figure out the right people who can help you through the journey.
Yeah, when you think about, though, women, and when we get together, right, and it's just us, and we sit around and we talk about things that are going on in our lives, personally and professionally. We like to do it over a cocktail, over a good spirit. Is that part of, I guess, the inspiration for the female empowerment?
Absolutely. It's like occasions, right? And what ways can we come together that we enjoy our time together, having a cocktail, things like that. That certainly was a huge component. But also partnering with different charities along the way that were focused on women's initiatives. That was a huge inspiration for me too, because I wanted this to really be about celebrating us, because I just feel like there's not enough of it. And I want to encourage all of us to celebrate each other, because that's a huge piece of it too, of making sure that we're supporting each other, admiring each other and complimenting each other and all those things. So that was definitely a part of me starting this particular brand and calling it Empower, quite frankly, because I didn't think that could even be possible to trademark, but it was. So here we are.
See, leave it to us women to get it done. Absolutely. All right, on the other side of the break, everyone, we're going to have more with Tiffany, and we are going to get into exactly what makes up this incredible cocktail. So stick with us. You're watching CultureBanx Game.
Joining us now is Rebecca Allen, CEO of Rebecca Allen Shoes. Thanks so much for having us and joining us with us.
Thanks for having me. Hi. All right, let's go back a little bit to just really tell our viewers what Squad is, how they can grow their squad, and what this really means for authentically connecting with others.
Way back during my time in the Obama administration, we talked about healthcare, particularly from the Obamacare and a lot of the rules and regulations.
What about, the ability to take those online connections offline at scale? And so that was what Squad essentially is and does.
So tell us how you've been leveraging the Obama network to help build your business.
We're back with Tiffany Hall of Empowered Cocktails, talking all things women empowerment. Speaking of women, as a woman yourself, what does it take to succeed in such a male-dominated field?
Look, I think when you start on a journey like this, you just have to be so focused on what you're trying to accomplish. And you have to kind of have this unwavering focus and determination to make it happen. And it's basically, we all know this in entrepreneurship. If you aren't doing it, no one is.
Right.
And so, it was huge in terms of just working around the clock to make it happen, to make the product happen. But part of it too, to your point about the male-dominated space, that's part of the challenge of getting in stores and distribution and all that, for them to believe that women want a product like this. So, it's kind of just going in there, knocking on doors constantly and just pushing the message, and then having obviously outlets like this so people realize it's relevant and people want it. And so that's a huge part of it too, but it's relentless determination. You kind of just have to keep it moving, because people will understand that, look, it's a viable product and they needed to see it in order to make it happen.
Okay, I think it's time that we get into tasting your viable
product.
Okay,
all right,
This is one of my favorite things to do in life, not just professionally, and everyone who does a job, I just want you to know, I'm doing this for the profession.
I'll do just a little, because I know you all are working you're working today.
What is the best way to enjoy an empowered cocktail?
So one, I'll tell you what it is. So it's a Cosmopolitan in a bottle. It's made from vodka made from sweet potatoes from a California farm in Northern California, yes.
Okay.
And then white cranberry triple second lime. But it's very light. It's 12.5%.
Cheers.
Yes.
Well, you're
And
not even
oh,
drinking.
sorry, I was too busy chatting. I was
Wait, you're not even drinking.
I was so worried.
I'm a terrible
I was
influencer.
so-
You don't have to drink.
I'm
It's on
sorry.
CultureBanx.
I was so worried. Cheers. Cheers. Yes.
Amazing
So I
stuff.
hope you try it and enjoy it.
Oh, it's so light and refreshing.
Yes, very light.
That
So
is nice. This is great.
So typically what you can do is just put it on ice
Just
and
drink it
enjoy
straight.
with a sliver of lime. And then I also have a number of cocktails because I worked with mixologists if you want to make it a component because it's very light. It's 25%. So if you're looking for a stronger cocktail of 80 proof, etc.,
No, I like to sip all day.
you
Oh,
come.
yeah.
Yes, but it is alcohol. I like to remind people
Oh, yeah.
because it is
Take
so
your
light.
pills.
Because it is so light, people forget.
No, this is a really good. How long did it take you to come up with like the combination?
It took a while, I'll say, because typically when you're working with like flavor houses or things like that, they come up with things that tend to be a little sugary. It overwhelms it, and so I spent a lot of time trying to make sure it was a smooth product that was light, that people could enjoy and not be overloaded with the sugar, right? Because that's a huge reason for hangovers and things like that. So, but it took some time for sure.
There's still some sweetness, but it's a subtle
Yes.
sweetness. It's not
Yeah.
overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want to drink the whole thing. Oh, the whole
You
thing has
should.
so much more to do today.
It'll make it spirited interviews.
No, that's the word. The next thing we do with the next person will be very lively.
Yes,
To
yes.
say the least.
Yes, yes.
It will be super. So, where can people find Empower Cocktails?
So it's available online. You can go to empowercocktails.com. And then also distributed in 5 states now, in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. So, and slowly trying to grow as well across the country.
Well, what flavor do you think you'll come up with next?
So I'm actually working on some cocktails now.
Are you? Is that
Yes.
a deep tease to have
Yes.
you back on? You don't have,
Yes.
to, you don't have to sell us.
Yes.
We're going to have you back anyway.
So my goal is to come out with more, so I'm working on development on that now, and I'll keep you all in the loop of what the next one is. Yes.
Please keep us posted.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us and
Yes.
for bringing us to great cocktails.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad
Well,
you
definitely
enjoyed.
keep sipping on this as
Yes.
we wrap things up. Thanks so much for joining us.
Sure.
Tiffany Hall, CEO of Empower Cocktails. Definitely feeling empowered right now, and stick around for some entrepreneur advice on Game
All right, welcome back to CultureBanx Game Changers, everyone. Let's go ahead and dip into some of our entrepreneurial keys that we learned from Tiffany Hall while, of course, sipping on some good cocktails.
Yeah, so Tiffany dropped a number of exclusive gems here on CultureBanx, but what really stood out to me was this talk about networking. She said your network is much larger than you think it is, and so you don't need to know all the ins and outs of marketing and branding and really building a business from the ground up. Tap into that network and reach out to people who already have the necessary knowledge. It's really about figuring out the wavering determination and steadfast focus will really get you far.
No, it definitely will help you out a lot, especially the fact that she was able to go from so many different careers, starting out in marketing, then moving into the legal field, and then going on to become an entrepreneur was very, very interesting. And it just goes to show that you really can transition and live your best life. And something I like to say is super important. You want to make sure that you're building things that you fully own, because ownership is super important for all of us, especially people of color.
Absolutely. And her mission statement, I mean, we can't get enough of that. It's all about empowerment. Thanks so much for joining us, guys. Be sure to check out our next page. It's always available on Roku, CultureBanx, and YouTube. Until then, keep building for the culture.
See you later.